The subject of Math 221, aka Calculus 1, is functions with one real variable. Do you know enough about functions? Let's do a problem together. The functions f and g are defined by f of x equals x squared and g of s equals s squared. The question is, are f and g the same functions or are they different functions? Okay, here's the definition of a function in the textbook, and at this point you should pause the video and read it yourself. To summarize, a function is a rule. When you have an input, the rule tells you how to compute the output. Also, the domain of a function, that is, the allowed input of the function, is also a very important identity of the function. Now, let's come back to the question. Function f of x equals x squared. What is the rule of this function? Well, it says if you give me the input, I square it. For example, if the input is -3, the output is 9. What is the domain of function f? Well, it is not specified by the problem. It means that the domain is all possible real numbers you can plug into the function. So here you can take square of any real numbers. There's no dividing zero, there's no taking square root of negative numbers. So there's no restriction for what kind of input, what kind of real numbers you can put in there. So the domain is all real numbers. And here I'm introducing this notation to represent all real numbers. You can just say parentheses, negative infinity, comma, infinity, and finish the parentheses. What about function g? The name of the input is s here, but still, whatever the input is, you just square it. For example, if input is 4, the output of g is 16. We can see that function g and f, they have the same rule. The domain of g is also all real numbers. So function f and g with different function names, with different names for their input variables, have the same rule and the same domain. So in conclusion, f and g, they are the same function.